minimalist, not over stylized, but at the same time modern and iconic. Every time I shoot a portrait, I'm shooting it as if it's a cover. I discovered photography when I was 14, and what shaped me from a person who was like a hobbyist, who just liked pictures, was I was a very shy person, and I still am shy, but photography was what actually pulled me out of my shell. So I was able to speak very well when I had my camera. I was very able to communicate when I had my camera, when I was talking about shooting pictures or can I take your picture. The person who really was the conduit that pulled me out of that was Catherine Yamashita. She was my high school photography teacher, and she was the first one who actually recognized in me that I actually had the potential for doing photography as a career. So if it wasn't for her, maybe I'd be a garbage man, who knows. I've merged cycling and photography together with an exhibit that I do every year called Life Cycles. And what Life Cycles is it's a celebration of the bicycle and the people that ride them. So I've traveled all over the world photographing bike culture: Italy, London, New York, San Diego, Montreal, Vancouver, all over Toronto, and I photograph people with their bicycles. And the problem with bicyclists is that we're just grouped into a category called cyclist, and to cars we have no identity. We're just the cyclist, the person who's in their way. So what I decided to do was I was going to photograph people with their bikes and give them an identity and give them a personality. Hey, this is Mary, she has 2 kids, don't run her over. Hey, this is John, you know, he's a single father, don't run him over. You know, like, just to tell the story of other people like me who live with the bicycle. So Life Cycles is an exhibit. It coincides with Bike Month, and it happens every year. All Fixed Gear is a brand that I started 5 years ago, and fixed gear bikes are bikes that you ride on the velodrome, and you can't stop pedaling, meaning like you can't coast. Because the bike, it's like a tricycle with 2 wheels. Like, remember how your tricycle, you pedal backwards, you go backwards. So these bikes are super tricky to ride, but the first bicycle was a fixed gear bicycle. And fixed gear, like the skateboard, is like the biggest growing subculture that's happening right now. Living in a city, moving around the city, it's urban transportation, it's cool, like stylish, and it's fun and fitness. That's why I ride bikes, and I ride like 7,000 to 8,000 kilometers a year, and this keeps me healthy and fit and happy. And I have a small carbon footprint because I don't own a car. So I don't know. I just think by starting this thing, All Fixed Gear, it's just like it's a collective. It's about all of us people who ride these silly bikes that you can't stop pedaling, that have no brakes. And I mean, I almost have 20,000 followers on Instagram, and have merchandise and Team Kid, and I do a weekly ride called Monday Night Rehab, which is 40 of my friends all riding the same kinds of bikes. We do like 60 kilometers, so it's fun. Photography is a great form of expression because we're able to express ourselves visually and share to the world what it is that we see when we see the world, and we save it through this thing called photography, which is really quite brilliant. It's why I'm still inspired to make photographs 30 years after my first one.